Just two videos I shot in the supermarket yesterday. I thought maybe some of you are wondering the prices of food in Uruguay. Could do a longer video, but I kind of explained it in this. It's like if you want, let's call it good food, like healthy foods and with some eclecticity in nutrition, they're very expensive here. But on the other hand, like the very cheap foods are possibly here cheaper than say in Australia or something. So like just your average bag of rice or something might be very much, it could be 3/4 of the price, half the price here or something. But generally, like the good foods are actually more expensive. So I don't know, it just might be contrary to what some of you have thought, that in the third world and stuff everything's cheaper. It's really not the case. There's massive hyperinflation on anything that's good. Think of it that way. And then yes, there's a whole bunch of products which are just shitty, which are, really cheap. So here's just a bit of footage I took. So some of you might be wondering how much food costs here in Uruguay. I just wanted to show this salad because I thought it was a bit too much. But that's 280 pesos in Uruguayan pesos. I wish I could eat it. Sorry if you can't hear me well, but I've got the mask on, the muffle. And, ones like that for like 300. And actually that's all $10. That's $10 in Australian dollars. I mean, it's like $7 or $8 US. And I mean, it's big, but when you look at the ingredients in there, I mean, you could make it for a lot cheaper because you could buy like the peas, like the individual things for like $1 each. I mean, I guess it's not too crazy, but I think it is because, it's greens and like I do a lot of like picking in the wild, right? Pick a lot of greens out in the wild. Even though there's not that much here in Uruguay, there isn't a lot of like green things that I can pick out. And I mean, some of this stuff, like I don't know what that is there. That's like a chunk of meat there. I can't tell what type of meat it is. Oh, I think that's chicken there. Like that one would be really nice, but look at the price on that. That one is going to be like, that's like $12 or something for a salad. So if I wanted to eat this, which would just be fantastic because it's got a lot of different nutrition, right? But look how big the salad base is on there. That's a lot of lettuce, right? And that's 20 pesos, that's $1. And then you've got like a few tomatoes, which is, only going to be a couple of cents. And then this dip, maybe $1. Oh, that's salmon. I can see it now, it's salmon. So it's really good, but, one salmon like that. And that's about all it's got in there. Because you can see the lettuce right there. So I mean, for $12, and you get a little satchel of flavour, but that's so much, That's 12 Australian dollars. That'd be about $9 US or something for that. But you're paying for mostly salad. I don't know. It's crazy because like hummus, for instance, like I can get that in Australia for like half the price, easy. It would be like 200 pesos there is like, for me right now, in Australian dollars, I think like, I don't know, maybe $6, $7, $6.50 or something for that. I could definitely get it for $3 in Australia, $4. So it's a little bit more expensive. I mean, if you want the really good quality food. But then there's like that. Alright, so I just wanted to see how much this thing was, and it's not even a litre. But let's see, where's the code here? Scan the code. So it says it's 495 pesos. So 500 pesos, man. This is some expensive grape juice. I really, really want it, but that's like $20 or something. It's like $20 in Australian dollars. It's crazy. It's because it's really rare. I bet it's good. I bet it's really good, but it's not even a litre. It's too much. I also got
That's actually
you
$15.
can see like there's not really other ones there. Maybe this one here. I know that's blueberries. That's probably going to be really expensive as well. But I got these kombuchas here. This is like the only kombuchas I've seen. And let's have a look at the...
In the health shops here, the whole fridge section is missing. So you've got the kimchi, the kombucha, the kefir, right? All those good products you see in the health shop fridge section, the whole fridge is missing. So all those good products are missing. So I'm actually surprised to find kombucha in the main supermarket, only because I know that some rich person has, you know, asked them to get it in specifically. Otherwise it wouldn't be there.
Yeah. So there's all the ingredients. Like, it looks pretty good, but that's 200 pesos, which is like that is like $6 for me in Australian dollars. And it's, how much is it in mil? So what's that in Oz? It's 33 or 0.3 of a litre. So what's that? It's going to be like 300 millilitres. I don't know where this is from. Let's have a look where this is made. Oh, but it's vegan. Yeah, I don't know where that's made even either. And that nutrition there is per 100 mil, so you've got to triple that nutrition there apparently. Anyway. Alemania. I have no idea where that is. Is that Europe or something? Alemania. That's not even a country. So I got some Mandela affected kombucha. But yeah, it's really good anyway. I tasted one last week. And this one is the one I tasted, and it's got different ingredients in there. So it's got ginger, for instance, that gingembre there. And you can see it's got like a whole heap of like herbs in there. And at the moment, this is the way I'm actually getting a lot of my herbs. I've got to go through that way because it's hard to find herbs in the environment. There's absolutely no foraging around this camping. Remember that other camping? There was a lot of foraging, but in this camping, there's basically no foraging. So that's where I'm getting like my intense micro herb nutrition, right? Because you need things that are like really potent. This is basically an elixir. This is basically a tonic as well, but this is basically an elixir.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say was that, and I was thinking about, you know, how I couldn't really go into the spiel of it in a supermarket. But every now and then you go through cycles where, you know, you build up. Maybe you'll eat, you know, meat or something heavy protein like hemp seeds or whatever it is you eat in your building. And then you'll find that, you know, you want to clear out and clean and detox and stuff. So you end up, you know, having more salad, drinking more like liquids and so on and so forth, right? You have more fruit. And this is the natural pattern, hence why vegan all day, every day is fucking stupid. Because you're being unnatural. Because there are definitely natural cycles of, you know, building, stripping is basically what I call it, building and stripping. So stripping is like detoxifying, pulling all the good oils you put on there, which are rancifying after days, weeks, months, however long your schedule is and how natural you permit yourself to be on the cycles. You know, after a while you need to strip those oils off, so you need to strip your nervous system back down again, and you're taking things like apple cider vinegar or MSM or what's it called, MSMO or whatever it's called, the sodium, powerful sodium detox. I don't know, you do things that strip away stuff, right? Basically getting on a lot of greens, can even be just fruit, certain teas, most teas actually, pretty much every single tea, actually, now I think of it, is a stripper. And then you'll find once you're stripped, you might feel like, okay, yes, it's a building phase, but instead of building with like chunky protein or something like that, like meat or something, you'll actually have a better quality build if you insert like dense micronutrients in there. And that's what I was trying to talk. That's what I was saying, you know, that's the part of the cycle I was up to in this shop. And that's why I needed to buy those kombucha, even though they're super expensive, ridiculous price, really. It's not sustainable. I can't do that every day. And it shouldn't be that much because it's a tonic, and a tonic should not be expensive because it's a daily thing. That's what a tonic is. However, I was using it more as an elixir, which is a top-end thing, which is what I'm trying to explain now. It can be inserted into the building part of the cycle before you insert some heavy like protein or meats or, you know, muscle or whatever, right? The dense stuff to build your body. So I'll whack in those nutrients for, you know, it's like helping your microdendritical evolutions in your brain, or rebalancing chemical cascades, or fixing hormone, you know, adjustments of hormone systems. Just stuff like that is what you'll need like these herbs for, that, you know, you're not going to get from eating a chunk of meat on your building cycle. You may get it from eating a handful or two of hemp though. That's why hemp seeds are so awesome, because they're part of the building cycle, but they really give that eclectic nutrition as well, not just like the protein chunky, the macro chunkiness of your building cycle, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's what I was trying to basically explain there when I was talking about the kombucha and all those ingredients. You see it's got like 20 ingredients in there. Well, that's 20 instead of, you know, a handful in, I don't know, if you eat chicken. Sure, maybe you're getting the collagen for your skin, and that's building your skin. You see what I mean by building? And so on. You're getting some protein and this and that. But it's a handful of things as compared to, you know, the 20 ingredients with each their own, maybe 20 effects of the one ingredient, and then there's 20 ingredients, and maybe you get 100 effects from drinking that kombucha. Right, that's really good for, say, maybe your brain or something. Right, it'll correct systems. It'll be an alterative. You know, there's many functions of it. As that's the main point of what I'm trying to say. There are many functions of it, like, and that's why I was taking it, even though it's expensive. And really, I felt like the salad as well, because of how eclectic the salad is. You know, it had some meat, it had some, you know, it had some stripping of the tomato. It had antioxidants from the lycopene. And it had the salmon for really strong building, the oils and blah blah blah. Right, I could have used the salad, didn't buy it because it was just too off the charts expensive. Anyway, the kombucha also very expensive for the amount, but I had to get it because I was in that part of the cycle and I could feel that. I was listening to my body. Right, it would have been wrong for me to, instead of get the kombucha, buy a big meaty steak. That would have been the wrong decision that day. That would have dumbed me down and numbed me. What I was actually doing was the opposite. You know, going into feeling sensitivity, right? Building the system, the finite nerves, the efferent nervous system, stuff like that. That's the kind of thing I was thinking when buying the kombucha. So this is a very important point, and I don't want to pollute it by extending this health consultation just to, you know, fill time and go on about this for an hour, because everything else from the meta summarization that I've given you, you can figure out by, you know, walking the walk and going through it and figuring it out for yourself. So there's no need for me to break every single little point down. Maybe you can listen to the video again if you didn't understand. But yeah, anyway, thanks for donating to Paul from Texas there, Paul Guarnere. God, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Otherwise, we need to get on a Discord call finally, mate, and talk, I think. And maybe you can tell me how to pronounce your last name. Anyway, thanks for donating and supporting the channel, obviously. Hope this helps you and your longevity, which I'm starting to even, you know, think twice on. Do you want to be here for a long time? Anyway, just goes against some of the, it's a bit contradictory to some of the philosophy I'm putting out at the moment, isn't it? You want to just get out of the matrix. Anyway, either way, while we're here, we're better off being here in a you know, a nicer state, right? Feeling better and for instance, if you're all the time acidic, also this a drink, the kombucha was alkaline. There's another way it's helping me, because I couldn't forage. I can't forage much here. So it's just an extra alkaline balance for me in some day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day I took it, right? I could use it as an alkaline balance as well. There's many factors to it. You can think all that stuff to yourself. I just wanted to get the point of the like micronutrition in there, because you really crave that after, especially after a few weeks of, for instance, me not getting my micronutrients from greens because I'm not foraging here. It's been 2 months, so I'm really starting to feel it. So actually the kombucha was a real help, and I really felt the change. Plus then the obvious of the, you know, the base of the kombucha itself is the, it's almost like a mushroom. If you've seen how it grows, basically grows as a mushroom on top of the liquid. And yeah, it's just a different nutrition and microbiome for your stomach, right? If you eat, say, just pasta, rice, sweets from the shop, drinking Coca-Cola, blah, 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 a very normal diet, your stomach bacteria are very sugar-based, yeast, mold, fungus-based microbiome, and that affects the gut-brain axis, right, and your thinking, and actually what you think, the actual thoughts that you think, besides the fact of the higher fact of how you think, right? It also affects actually the actual thoughts that you'll actually have. Right? You can sense that if you take any different thing. Everything affects you, right? If you eat some sugar, or you have some beer, or you have a kombucha, or you take a piece of celery, or you eat a carrot, right? You think differently if you're on different energies of foods. Like, I don't want to harp on and say you are what you eat. But yeah, anyway, that kind of thing. And, you know, so the kombucha had many different effects, and that's what I was throwing it in there for. A proper elixir has many effects. It's what an elixir does. It gets down deep, and it can alterate systems. That's what an elixir is for me. A tonic is more of a soother. Now, kombucha just happens to be both in this form when they've turned it into an elixir, but just raw kombucha with no ingredients, no herbs, etc. is a tonic. That's not why I was using it this time. I was using it because they've turned it into an elixir, and an elixir here in Uruguay is very, very rare, because there is no Happy High Herbs franchise, right? There's no place I can just walk in and they've got a wall full of elixirs made by the best hippies in the community, right? That's what I got in Australia, the best ever. I could have the best day ever. Walk in there and, man, there was cacao elixirs, man. It was just nuts. Chocolate-based elixirs and stuff, right? The best ever. With gnarly ingredients, like sprinkling fucking dopamine and serotonin in there. Oh man, the stuff that they had in some of those Happy High Herb shops. What I mean to say is there's no apothecary here. They're on the dumbed down pharmacy. Right? The pharmacia is the opposite. It takes nutrition from the body, right? The pill consciousness. You're not actually healing nothing. Right? You go to the pharmacy, you get a pill and kill yourself more because you're dumb. Right? So kombucha here, this is the opposite end. It was increasing complexity and increasing intelligence. Anyway, that's why it's very important to like include an elixir like this, which is multiflorous, whatever that word is that I'm trying to get to. You know, it has a multi-complex set of ingredients and breakdown, and its assay is not simple, right? Like I mentioned before with the chicken. So anyway, thanks. I'll stop harping on. Very important point to get what I might call, I could just summarize it as elixirs. I might just put elixirs in the video title. Micro dense elixirs or something like that. That's the main point of this video, right? And what I was trying to show you here in the shop with me buying these kombuchas, besides just trying to show you guys like some of the prices here in this country.
Because it's so like compressed, you know what I mean? Because it's so like strong in its essence. Like for instance, this is probably watered down by the looks of it, right? That's apple juice, red apple, manzana roja, but I can just tell by the colour of it, that's watered down, and that's probably why it's cheaper. It's like it's two for 130 pesos, which is like $4 for two, so $2 for all of this. I'm pretty happy with that in the middle of summer on a hot day, you know what I mean? So.
But it's also watered down like crazy. What's the point? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks, Paul.